Whispers float in empty halls. Footsteps echo down the walls. Shadows break where secrets lie. Every echo holds a hidden sign. Blow the trace along the crime, a hush that haunts the night, a fear that lives in light. Unravel lines of twisted lies. In the dark, the story waits unseen.
And here we go.
Hi, I'm Rochelle, the Psychic Sleuth. Spirit shows me patterns across past, present, and future. What comes through can be symbolic, metaphoric, or not always literal, though sometimes it is. Messages often carry multiple meanings that weave together through energetic tracking, prophetic sequencing, and blueprint mapping. I know I talk fast sometimes, it's just how spirit flows through me. You can always replay or slow down if you need to. I triple check what I receive with astrology and cards, but this isn't about being 100% right. It's about truth, responsibility, and integrity. I'm the one sitting with spirit on these cases, so this is a space for truth seeking, not debate. Please respect the work. If you can't honor spirit, this may not be the place for you. And before we start, I want to make something clear. My process has evolved for a reason. I don't use sitters anymore. I don't do live channeling on heavy cases, and I won't be performing on command. That's not safe, it's not accurate, and it pulls the work off track. I work the way spirit directs me through mediumship, pattern recognition, astrology validation, cards when needed, and prophetic sequencing. Every layer strengthens the message and protects the integrity of the case. Please don't tell me how to do my job. This isn't about entertainment. It's about truth, responsibility, and helping families. If my style isn't for you, that's okay. But this is how I work, and this is how the work stays accurate. If my work resonates, the best way to help is through community support for Justice's Cadaver Dog Training Fund. It doesn't take huge donations. Even the cost of a coffee adds up when many give. Shop new merch and help Justice on his mission. Links to my shop and donation page are pinned below. Every purchase helps fund the work. Thank you for being here. Now let's get on to today's case. So I've tried to stay out of this case, not because I didn't care, but because when Rebecca first went missing, I was in the middle of one of the hardest weeks I've had in a long time. I wasn't in the right energy to channel clearly, and I didn't want to risk putting out anything that wasn't accurate. I never got the chance to tap in for Rebecca while she was still missing, and I regret that. But last night someone asked me to help with the baby, and today I finally sat down, cleared my mind, and opened myself to the case. What I'm sharing now is everything I've received, psychic impressions, visions, and emotional connection with Rebecca herself, and also cards at the end, as clearly and honestly as possible. She came through saying, "Find my baby." As soon as I tapped into this case, the very first thing that hit me was the baby, alive, moving, wrapped in a pink blanket with a small hat, sitting in a car seat. That's the priority. Everything else spirals from there. And so that told me that she was a female. And we kind of backed that up with the astrology. But the baby's energy is southeast of where Rebecca was eventually found, a rural zone with water nearby matching the Big Star Miller Lake region. Psychically, the baby is not alone. She's with a woman younger than the perpetrators. That woman is pacing, overwhelmed, attempting to feed her. She has already purchased formula. There's anxiety, guilt, and confusion, not malice. And I keep hearing, "I didn't know. I didn't know she wasn't pregnant." The woman feels like someone who was manipulated, possibly tricked into believing her sister was pregnant, maybe even emotionally held hostage in a way or threatened, but she may have been told this was a surrogate situation or the birth mother was unfit. She will break soon. Once the danger is gone and guilt overtakes her, I feel like I see her taking the baby and dropping her off somewhere, a stranger's porch, a church, a fire station, or directly to authorities, someplace safe. The baby feels protected, or Rebecca is tethered to her until she's located. Rebecca came through clearly emotional but focused. She repeatedly said, "Find my baby." She also showed me looking at the woman holding her daughter. Sadness because she wasn't the one holding her baby and that the baby looked a lot like her. She mentioned, or she's showing me like red hair, like maybe the baby ended up with red hair. She said she looks just like me with tears in her eyes. Disappointment that she couldn't fully cross yet. Clarity that she won't rest or move on until her baby is safe, so she's tethered to the baby's outcome. She showed me the moment of death. She showed me the sister with malice, look on her face, anger, jealousy, resentment. You had everything I wanted always. And she straddles her and places a pillow over her face. Rebecca, too drugged to fight, tears roll down her cheeks. Rebecca's sister betrayed her. Then silence. They both stand over her. Well, it's done. The cutting out of the baby and this part are very close together. This was always going to end with Rebecca's demise. Sister wanted to steal her life. The fiance went along with it in a way manipulated by sexual favors, promises. We can do this and get away with it. Maybe even some threats. This was premeditated. The sister and Rebecca's fiance were having an affair and believed they could remove Rebecca, take the baby, and run off together to a new life. The sister wanted Rebecca's life, her home, her relationship, her identity. They researched how to induce labor, home delivery, emergency C-section, instructions, how to silence the victim, how to avoid detection during searches. Rebecca was drugged, suffocated, and eventually surgically cut after complications. So she was held somewhere else, possibly northeast. Rebecca was last seen on November 3rd. I've seen something else that said November 4th, but we went by November 3rd. She was found around November 25th. She was freshly placed in that area that had already been searched. This matches perfectly where she was held elsewhere. The holding location feels northeast of the dump site, secluded, controlled, and kept hidden until TikTok searches forced them to move. They watched TikTok and knew that it was being searched. So when I pulled up the map, I immediately noticed Big Star Lake, Miller Lake, Simpson, Rebecca Road. These names matter because Simpson came in Summer Wells' case, which is going on right now. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I get prophetic sequencing, so I get names before they ever hit cases. I randomly thought of Micah Miller today when I was outside taking care of the goats. So before mapping, and then there's a freaking Miller Lake right there. I thought that was weird. But Rebecca's own name appears on the map where the energy pools. This is prophetic sequencing energy, spirit dropping clues before they reveal themselves. But also, I was immediately drawn with my eye to that spot on the map. It does match about 3 miles southeast, which is 3 to 4 miles, kind of seems about right to where the baby could be. Water drinks it. So the astrology backs all of this. So a crime chart shows deception, emotional chaos, displacement, multiple locations, water signatures, hidden caretakers, and a victim trying to guide the search. The baby shows a protective lunar signature, not a death signature. And when I first tapped in, I immediately saw the baby very bright-eyed in the car seat moving around. Rebecca's placement signature also matches confinement, smothering, drugging, and movement after death. The final message is Rebecca is not fully crossed. She's anchored to this baby until she's found. Her presence is protective, desperate, and unwavering. She's watching the woman with the baby. She is guiding every flash, every map pool, and every synchronicity. The baby is alive. She will be found. She will be placed somewhere safe. And Rebecca will finally be able to move on. I also need to say this. During the reading, I kept feeling there were multiple people involved and more than the 2 that have been arrested. I didn't get a chance to say it because I was in the middle of working this when it happened, but I felt like the mom was kind of involved in some way. I hated to say that because I know she'd been all over TikTok, but when I saw her, I was like, there's something up there. I think maybe she was pulled between both daughters. Strongly picking up, she's not innocent in a way that she's unaware. She's complacent. And again, I didn't get a chance to upload this before because I was still working on the case when it broke. So, and now I'm wondering if she was feeding Kimberly info and if she was trying to derail because she knew something. That's how it feels. Now, I'm going to place this on TikTok. If you want the full video with the cards, that's going to be on my YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and do the cards and validate everything I just said because, yeah. Okay, so for my YouTube peeps, we have disoriented, which she was. I feel like that she was disoriented in some way before. They either drugged her or something of that sort, but she was disoriented. This was about power and control. Sister and her sisters coming through, sister and fiance are coming through as predators. Now there is an outsider that's involved. So this is someone outside of the immediate circle. They could be family adjacent or friend of adjacent. But this was about lust and desire between the fiance and her sister. And this is in pack involvement, so there are multiple people involved in this. And interestingly enough, male and female, sharp force trauma. This is the cutting of the baby. That's coming in together, so that's the couple. Now we have mature adult mother. Now that can be her mother, or this could also be, because it's coming after the sharp force trauma, it could be Rebecca herself. but mature adult mother, but also could be involved. But I'm wondering, mature adult mother, transport. So did the mom help transport the baby somewhere? Possible. Not everything is as it seems, and online digital contact. So there's still more out there. There's still lies. There's still things that are being hidden. It's not as it seems. There might be people involved like that people aren't suspecting that have been out there the whole time. Online digital contact. So they could have had online digital contact with somebody that's taken the baby as of now. Random attack abduction. They did plan it, but it was like random in the way that they attacked her and abducted her. We have an obsessive fan follower, which is the sister's narcissistic jealousy, and she's got a delusion of wanting to be Rebecca, wanting to have Rebecca's life. So she's delusional, and she's also known to the victim. So obsessive, delusional, and known to the victim, obviously. We have an elder family member. That can be somebody else that's a little bit older that's involved. Could be the stepdad or the mom or someone else that's a little older. This is an organized crime. Not that organized crime's involved, but I always take this as symbolic. Organized crime, digital footprint, and silent witness. So there might be a digital footprint, again, of them looking things up on how to do things. And there is a silent witness, I think, again, going to the outsider. But silent witness is a father or silent witness. And then the father is jealousy, in plain sight. So there could be a person that is connected to the case nearby that is in plain sight. Physically present or part of the community, but unrecognized, dismissed, or hiding in plain sight. So this could be, they may blend into due to the role, familiarity, or calculated deception. Poisoning, I take that as she was drugged, which is something that I picked up. Again, a cult can come in as a group. It's usually just people that have the same belief systems. They're not exactly a cult. Always it's symbolic. So it goes along with the PAC card. Young, neglect, and ex-former partner. I think this is coming in because they weren't really attached anymore. I'm wondering if Rebecca was actually going to leave him. Maybe she found out about the affair or had an inkling of the affair. And then homicide and fear. Okay. So that's what I got for those. I'm going to try to see what the cards say as far as location of the baby. So I pulled the cards for the location, and it's kind of mixed with Rebecca's location and where the baby is. So we have east of the campground, marsh wetlands, which I think is actually kind of around that area where she was found. Close to last known location, familiar area, path, trail. So these can all be where Rebecca was found. Fork in the road means a choice or a literal fork. And then we have golf course, which is actually southeast by the lake I was talking about. We have multiple locations were used. We have a house. The baby is missing and still in danger. So this is because the caretaker is maybe neglectful. That's the young neglectful that we just pulled earlier. Maybe she doesn't really know what to do. So not still in danger, but she could drop her off at a parking lot, or that could be where the place where they made the switch. I do feel like there's a dark vehicle involved. I know that she's picked up by a dark vehicle, but I'm getting another like dark blue color. Like kind of like a dark navy blue, or it might look darker at nighttime. But there's a dark blue vehicle that I keep getting. Now, abandoned structure, that could be where Rebecca was held. Remains revealed. I don't think it's the baby. I think it's, as far as I know, as far as the chart says, as far as I feel she's alive, that's all I've seen. I haven't seen her hurt or anything like that. I think this has something to do with Rebecca's remains, because it's remains revealed, burned, like literal, like not necessarily literal, but symbolically she was burned. And there might be power lines nearby and remote and exposed, because she was. So that all fits Rebecca. But we have large body of water, trailer park, or trailer. So there could be a trailer, which is what I keep getting. But I keep looking, and I know everything's hidden in the tree. So I don't know if there's a trailer there that anybody knows about that would be connected to these people. Could be a crossroads nearby, shed, storage, and moved. That was Rebecca. She was stored for a little bit and then moved, possibly in a shed. Shed, storage, moved. So this is mostly Rebecca's stuff. But it still kind of validates the golf course is in the area that I'm looking at on Southeast, and I just need to find like a trailer around there that's connected. So YouTube, TikTok, do your thing. I don't know. I know TikTok is looking for the baby. They wanted me to join a live last night, and I just couldn't. I was in the middle of everything else. So hopefully this helps. All right. Entertainment purposes, that only everyone is innocent until proven guilty.
In the shadows where the silence speaks, I walk the line where the lost souls seek. With whispers of hope and a guiding light, I'll search the dark, bring the truth to light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. I'm a seeker of the unseen, bridging worlds where the heart has been. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find a way, I'll draw you near. I'm a seeker of the unseen, I'm bridging worlds where the heart has been, where the heart. With every heartbeat, every tear, I'll find the way, I'll draw you near. Draw you near. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. Through the echoes of the past I tread, unlocking stories of the words unsaid. With every vision I'll stand my ground. In the name of love, the lost will be found. My hope and hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light. When hope is fading, I won't let go. I'll be your compass, your guiding glow. Together we'll break through the darkest night. For every lost soul, I'll bring back the light.